Hi, I just want to offer a quick little mat workout today. We're going to be combining a bunch of different parts of the body. All you need is yourself and your mat, maybe some music and some water. We're going to all start sitting with one leg in front of the other, crossing the legs over, sitting nice and tall. We're just going to go ahead and place our hands on our knees and let's do a couple shoulder rolls. Now, as we're moving through the shoulders, I want you to take some nice big breaths. We're going to inhale and exhale. And as we exhale, I want you to feel your spine grow taller as the shoulders drop down. Two more. And one more. Shoulders all the way back and down. From here, I want you to bring those front ribs in and down a little bit. Start to engage that belly nice and deep, pulling in and up. Feel that spine lengthen from the tailbone through the crown. So we're always lifting and lifting up out of our center. From here, we're just going to do some spiraling of the spine. We're going to go ahead and lean to your right and then lean forward. Nice stretch of the spine, forward and around. Pulling back into a nice C curve there and continue. Just do whatever feels good here, moving through the spine and the hips. Big inhale, big exhale. And then we'll come to the center and we'll reverse. Inhaling and exhaling. Just let the shoulders move, let the neck move, however it feels good. And one more round. And then we're just going to lean forward and you're going to sit up tall, pull back into a C curve and let those knees rise. And then we press down wide, sit up tall, and pitch it forward. We'll do that 2 more times and we'll do the same series on the other side. Just warming up the body, getting ready for some movement with movement. And again, feels good. And as those knees rise on this one, we're just going to switch that cross and sit tall one more time. And we're going to move to your left and circle around. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's reverse, other way. Pulling back, sitting tall. Let's do one more round. We're going to lean forward and pull back. Knees come up, rounding the lower back. 2 more times. Extend nice and long, getting a stretch through the hips. Lifting as well as hinging. And one more. I want you to lift back. I want you to scoop and hold in, lifting the spine on the upper spine, but really contracting and tucking here. And we're just going to hover the feet. Placing the feet together, get a nice connection. Knees can be closer together. I personally have hips that don't want to close here, so I'm going to give myself some grace. And I'm going to lift my upper spine, but I'm still kind of tucked and sitting on the back side of my sits bones. I'm going to reach the arms out. I'm going to find a nice balance hold. It's a reach, a stretch, a lift, making sure the shoulders aren't up. We're just going to hold with 2 more breath cycles in and out and in and out. From here, you're going to reach those hands behind you, sitting the spine nice and tall, tapping the toes down. We're going to go ahead and tilt to your right, pushing into that left arm as you get a nice twist, and we'll come through the center and up and over to the other side. And we lift, and we twist, and we lift. And try drawing your abdominal wall in nice and deep right there, getting an extra twist. Let's do one more each side. And then we're going to find ourselves back in center. We're going to float those toes back up, re-engage that center nice and strong as we reach the arms out. We're going to place the hands behind the head, elbows wide, shoulders down, and we're just going to twist. Inhale through the center, exhale, twist. Wringing out the lungs. Keep lifting tall through that spine. One more each side. Holding center, we're going to extend that left leg out and we're going to rotate as we pull that knee in, knee to elbow, and then stretch back to the center. Lift and twist. This opposite foot can tap down on the floor if you'd like. Otherwise, keeping it elevated, adding a challenge for the balance. 2 more. Elbows stay wide. And 1 more. Back to center, feet come back together. Tap the toes for 3 and lift. 2 and 1. Lift, find that deep connection. Stretch your right leg out and we'll twist. 3 more, reach and twist. Feet come together, lift that spine through the center. We're going to tap and lift 6 more times. Maybe even lean back a touch on this one. And reach the arms for a little extra. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Lift and hold, hold, hold. Bring those knees closer together. Tap the toes down. Let's hold on to those knees. We'll sit the spine tall and we'll come into a nice butterfly. From here, let's go ahead and just grab onto those ankles and then we'll pull ourselves forward into a nice elongated spine. And then we'll sit up nice and tall here, bringing those knees back together. From here, we're going to go right into some side lying work. So we're going to go ahead and place our right forearm down as we extend our legs out to the side. So there's several levels we can do this exercise, but we'll be going from the side of our hip to the back of the glutes to lift the legs. This arm can stay down or it can press into a long arm. So from here, you're going to wrap your bottom foot around. You're going to roll to the back side. You're going to lift and reach towards the feet. This can be done with the knees bent and the elbow down, or the legs extended and the arm extended. But let's do it with the forearm down today. So let's start here. So you're extended out. You engage, you pull and roll back, you lift and reach. And as the legs come down, you come back to that side hip. So we engage, we roll back, we scoop and reach. And we come back down and rotate. So watching what's happening with this shoulder, funky things can happen, but we're just doing our best to have the work come from our center line. That's 4. And inhale. And 5. Deep engagement. Again, you can have your knees bent here. And 1 more. Holding here. We're going to bend and extend. So we're still on that side hip, reaching. 2 more. Keeping that top ankle crossed. Reach, bend, and now we're going to roll onto your backside. Holding here, roll down to the ribs, lift right back up, and then we're going to tap and lift 6 times. Crossing those ankles over, squeezing them in towards each other. 2 more. Lift and hold. Stretch the legs out, and we roll back to the side. Nice control and reach. Scissor the legs apart, sitting up nice and tall. Let's grab onto that back ankle and stretch up and over. From here, we're going to rotate towards that knee that's bent forward, and we're going to bend into a nice wide elbow, strong spine stretched out, and then we're just going to press up and then grab that ankle and stretch. So we're just doing a nice control, twist, lean, push, lift up, and stretch. We'll just do 1 more of those. And we lean. We press, lift, and stretch. From here, the hands are going to come forward, just out in front of that knee. Move that back knee back a little bit, and then elevate. So from here, you're going to really use that core here. You're going to take that back leg, and you're going to sweep it around, tap, come onto both sits bones, and then sweep back around and bend. So it's a sweep, lift, tap, sweep, bend, reach. So both sits bones come down. We're on that right side right now. And then now we're sitting on both. And we reach. And we lift. Let's do one more. Stretch and reach. And bend and lift. From here, we're going to go ahead and transition back, both hands on the floor, and we're just going to lift that back leg up. You're going to really feel that the internal and external obliques working here. Belly's pulling in to keep that spine nice and tall. We have 8 more here. 8. 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold. Stretch the leg all the way out. We're going to come down to that forearm again, watching that shoulder. Leg stays reaching. We tap as we stretch, lifting that side waist, and then we reach. So the ribs lift up and over, and then contract. So we are letting the spine move here, getting some side work. And one more. We're going to reach and hold, and we're going to pulse up. 8. 1 more set of 8. Keep reaching towards that foot. Keep lifting that chest. 3, 2, 1. Hold. Bend that knee. Place that foot down. Bend and lift. And then we have the other side. So from here, we're just going to sweep the legs around. Coming down to our forearm, extending both legs out, making sure you can come onto the hips and then roll back to the glutes here. Crossing your bottom leg over. Again, you can come to knees lift and down. You can come to both legs up and down, or you can come all the way up, pressing into that back arm and then back down. We have 6 of those. Coming from your center, keep that length moving out and away as we lift up and we rotate down. So we're moving nice and slow so you can get that nice form. Again, you can come down or come up, both options. I'm going to stay down for the last 2. My forearm. Again, reach here, and it's a bend and extend. Really squeezes in our thighs towards each other. Scooping in. 2 more. And we bend, we roll onto our backside, we sit and we scoop, and we tap and lift. 6. 2. 1, hold. And then we move, bringing that front leg forward, and we'll stretch out and over that leg. From here, we're going to press up, sweep the arms around, and stretch, grabbing that back foot ankle. And we come down. We helicopter the arms, a nice push, lift, and stretch. Just 1 more here. Push, lift, and stretch. And then the hands will come down right in front of that knee. We're going to hover that back leg, and then the leg's going to sweep out, come around, sitting on both sits bones, tap the foot, stretch it out, and back. And we reach up, we tap, we stretch, and reach. Again, lots of core work here, lots of finesse. Push and lift. And 1 more. And we reach. And then we lift the back leg. 2 sets of 8. That's 3. Keep drawing in and lifting for 4. And 1. Stretch the leg out, coming to the side. Reach both legs out nice and long here. And then we're going to go in to a nice lift and stretch. And lift and stretch. And one more. Lifting that leg, and we're just going to lift up and up. I might have done something completely different on this side. Probably. Let's just keep moving with it. 8 more. 3 more. 2 and 1. We bend that knee, bring that bottom leg forward. One more stretch up and over. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and come all the way around onto our hands and knees. Finding that alignment. Excuse me. Sorry. Hands and knees. Let's go ahead and just do a couple flexion and extension of the spine. Let's just do 2 more, releasing the back. Make sure you're coming from your center as we scoop and down. From here, we're just going to circle the hips around. Doesn't matter which direction. We're going to just do 3 each direction and reverse it. And we're going to find that center. From here, we're going to stretch one leg back. And we're going to tap and lift. Toe, knee, and hip are facing the floor. Front abdominal wall is pulling in and up, making sure we're not arching and moving our spine as we lift the leg. And it's just up and down. Keep stretching that leg all the way behind you. Nice and long. We have 5 more here. Lift and hold. Now the leg is going to tap. Excuse me, I need to move forward. The leg's going to tap out to the side, lift back up, and tap down. Lift, move, tap, up, and down. You do not have to go all the way to the side. You can just come halfway, just halfway. You don't even have to tap down. Just listen to your body here. But as that leg comes around, I want you to really draw the belly in, working that center line. Tap and lift. Up and lift, tap and lift. 4 more. 2 and 1. Coming down to your forearm, dropping the head and neck down. We're going to bend the knee and extend. Bend and extend. So let the neck relax. Draw the shoulders down the back. Nice pointed toe. Both hips are nice and even facing the floor as we kick. Same exercise. I just want you to flex the foot, bringing the heel towards the bottom, pressing the heel to the back wall. Two more. Now we're going to bend and hold, point the toe, and we're going to move the leg up. Just reaching that toe to the ceiling, making sure that hip doesn't lift with it. We're not rotating. Knee is facing directly behind you. Now I want you to flex the foot and continue. Really press that heel to the sky. Now we're going to alternate a point and a flex. So it's a point and flex. One more set, point and flex. Flex and hold, turn the knee and hip out, and then down. Hip and knee out, and down. So we're just opening the hip and closing it back down to that first position, getting a nice rotation. 2 more. Rotate and hold. We're going to point the toe. Now you're just going to push across so that knee stays right behind you and then travels across that opposite leg. Just a little bit, little movement. 8 more here. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot and knee back into alignment. Bring that knee down. We're going to press ourselves back just to sit back towards our heels. And we're going to come right back up for the other side. If this bothers your wrists, you can always come down and do the entire work series on your forearms. Shoulders are in alignment. We stretch the back leg, opposite leg, and we tap and lift. Making sure we're not moving too much from there. And you're stretching the spine, stretching the legs, drawing the shoulders down nice and strong, pulling up into your center so you're not harboring too much weight into those wrists. 8 more here. Keep checking in with your alignment. 4. We lift. Now we bring it out to the side, tap it down, lift, and then back, down, up, tap, lift, and back. So your hips are turning out here. Your hip is turning out and then back into parallel. So you are getting a nice rotation, little movement of the pelvis. Working our obliques a little bit here as we pull the belly in deep to reach that leg across. And you can always do more or less of these, up to you. Let's do 2 more because I don't know how many we've been doing. And 1. And we're here. We come down to our forearms. We bend the knee and then we extend. So nice pointed toe. Hips are parallel to the floor. Neck is relaxed as we stretch it out. Same exercise here, just want us to flex the foot. Really press through that heel. Get that leg nice and straight. Let's do 4 more here. Now we're going to point the toe, bend the knee, and we're going to lift up with the pointed toe, making sure we're not lifting that hip. Keep relaxing the upper body. Keep engaging your center. Same exercise. Let's flex the foot, pressing that heel to the sky. Now we're going to alternate point and flex, point and flex. One more each, point, flex. Now we're going to turn out and down, out and down. Toe is pointed, opening the hip, knee to the side, knee down. Just 2 more here. Hold the turn out. Now we're just going to move it across. Keeping that knee nice and elevated. Make sure everything is nice and engaged here. Breath, core. 2 more. Back into parallel. Bring the knee down. And we'll move back towards our heels. Placing the hands on the knees, sitting up nice and tall. 3 more big breaths in and out. Feeling that energy you just created in your body, that nice vitality. And then we're going to go ahead and come back around onto our backside. And we're going to stretch those legs out nice and long, sitting up nice and tall. We're just going to kind of sweep into a side stretch. You're going to take your left arm. We're going to move up and over, and I want you to sweep out with a long spine past those feet. Stretch the opposite arm over and come into that side angle. We're going to do that again. And you reach and you sweep. Switching arms. And up, Again, reach it out. Sweep it wide. And then up. Again, reach. Sweep. Getting a nice opening through the back of the legs. And up. And up. One more time. And up. Both arms up. Hands come back behind. Roll your shoulders back, leaning back. I just want you to lift your pelvis and down. One more time. Lift and press the hips up and down. We're going to come around back onto our backside again for some bridging. Bringing your bottom forward. Let's hold on to the back of the thighs, lifting tall, and let's slowly roll back. Core is your break. Take your time, stretch the spine all the way down, stretching the spine out nice and tall, nice and long. We're going to go ahead and bring both knees up into tabletop, really imprint that lower back here, and bring the opposite leg up. Really engage one more time. Feel those front ribs draw down a little bit to get that bra strap area down on the mat in your lower back. Nice and engaged here. Placing the hands on the floor, we're going to stretch both legs up. If you can get them perfectly straight and elongated, great. Otherwise, knees can be soft, but really press your feet together. We're just going to do some pelvic lifts. So pelvic lifts, sometimes you can go straight up to the sky, but this one I want you to lean kind of closer to your head so we can get the pelvis to lift off the floor. So it's a little lift. So we're not using momentum, we're using the deep abdominal engagement as we lift. It's not how high, we don't have to come all the way up here. It's just a little, I just want you to feel the abdominal wall working. It's not how high the hips come, it's just that deep engagement. Reaching those arms down past your hips and pressing into the floor a little bit. Let's do 4 more. And 1. Now we're just going to add a little dancey to it. So it's a bend, stretch, lift. We tilt left, center, and right. Center, bend and lift. Left and right. Just a little tick-tock. Bend, stretch, lift, control down, and we bend. Left and right. Bend, stretch, and again, right and left. Now we're just going to do a bend, extend, lift for 6, 5. If you want to lift the upper body here, you can. Chin to chest. Gaze at your belly button. 2, 1. And then we place the feet down close to the hips, lengthen the spine out. We're going to go ahead and turn our toes out, heels together. Knees are a little bit wider than hips distance. And we're going to slowly bridge up, articulating up the spine just to your shoulder blades. We're not coming way up high, just to the shoulder blades. You're nice and anchored through that the upper shoulders. And we're just going to tap the pelvis and tuck. So knees are staying right where you had them for the first round. And this is a drop and squeeze. Again, you can do as many of these as you want until you really feel the burn. And we lift. So not only we're working the backside, we're working the front side here. So you're pulling in and up as the hips lift. Now we're going to add a little movement of the knees out as we lift, and then back in and then out. So you're getting a little push out of the knees here, working that outer glute. We're going to do 2 more, and we're just going to come up into that mid-range without coming all the way to the floor. So it's down, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. So we're not coming all the way to the floor here. We are pushing into those feet, pushing those knees out, and lifting the pelvis, pulling the front belly up. Relaxing the neck, using that breath. We have 8 more here. 8, 7. It's okay if you need to take a break. 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold. And then slowly roll down the spine. Nice control. Feet and knees come back into parallel. We're going to take that right leg, cross it over the left, flex the foot so that knee is out and away, and we're going to come into bridge here. So you're going to bridge up. So now keeping the hips even, so not letting that right hip drop, keeping it even, little pulses up. Press down into that left foot. Keep moving that right knee out and away, and try and keep the hips nice and even. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Lift and hold. Now you're going to take that right leg. You're going to extend it up. Keeping your hips lifted, you're just going to reach out to the knee and up 6 times. And as that leg presses down, can you lift the hips a little higher? Keeping that pelvis lifted. Little extra squeeze on that left side. 2 and 1. Squeeze and hold for 3, 2, 1. Bend that right knee. Place a foot down. Lift the hips a little higher. And we go right to the other side. And we take that opposite foot across. Flex the foot. Let that knee move out. Hips are even. We tap and lift. 6. Moving that left knee out and away as you rise up. Again, making sure you're not dipping it down. Spine stays long. 2 more. And we're up and we hold. We extend that left leg up. And we press the hips up higher as the knees come together. And we lift and press. And press. Really press into that right leg, right heel. 3 and 2 and 1. Stretch, squeeze, lift a little higher. Bend that knee, place the foot down. Lift the pelvis one more time. And then we slowly roll down. And we draw the knees in towards the chest. Let's go ahead and lift the head, neck, and shoulders, elbows wide, stretching into a nice rounded ball. And slowly lower your upper body down. We're going to take that right leg, we're going to stretch it out on the mat. And keep that left knee pulling in towards your chest. And we're just going to go ahead and open your left arm out to the side. And we're going to twist to your right. Just slowly coming into a nice twisted stretch. Now draw the belly in a little bit deeper and stretch long through that right leg that's on the floor and lengthen through the crown of the head. So you're getting a nice extension and twist. Gently bringing that knee back up. Grabbing onto that knee with your left hand, go ahead and open it out to the side. Keeping your right hip down on the mat there. And then bring that leg back up. Place the foot down. Bring your right knee in toward your chest and stretch your left leg out. Giving it a nice long stretch. And then place your right hand on the floor. Draw the belly and stretch long through that left leg as we twist away from our right hand. And only as far as it feels good. It's not about getting your leg to the floor. I know we all want to be winners all the time, which we are, but we don't have to push ourselves. It should feel good. And then engage, coming back up. And then we switch hands and we open the knee out to the side. It's okay if your knee's down here or if it's right here. Just feel that opening of the pelvis and the hips. And then we bring the leg back up. Placing both feet on the floor. Now walk your feet away from you. We're going to reach the arms up. We're going to roll up to sit up. So I want you to think of your hands circling around and reaching towards the back of the thighs if you need assistance coming up. So taking a nice big breath here. Sink the belly in and let's start to reach the arms. And let the head, neck, and shoulders lift because you're pushing the rib cage down. And then from there, if you need to hold on to your thighs, you can. Otherwise, we round up. We sit up nice and tall. Arms circle out and around. And then we grab onto our knees. We come into one more balance pose, nice and rounded here. Chin to chest, knees to the forehead, belly pulling away from the thighs. And then we'll place the feet down. Let's go ahead and cross the feet over one more time. Sitting nice and tall. Thank you so much for joining me. Just a nice little mat work that you can use whenever you like. So let's go ahead and place our fingertips on the earth in gratitude for this beautiful planet we live on. And we're going to sweep up some of that planetary energy all the way up into the celestial, being grateful for the moon and the stars and the planets. And let's pull all the energy down into the center of ourselves, right into our heart space. And let's all have a prayer for this planet and for all the individuals who might not be well at this time. May we all be happy. May all beings be happy. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.